Is it 4 o'clock yet? Not yet?
3:59, 4 o'clock now. Yes.
Hey, is Councilmember Chua in yet?
I don't think so, Vice Mayor. Oh, she's just
There you
joining.
are.
Just joining. Yeah.
Hi, Councilmember Chua. Hello, Councilmember Chua. Did you hear me?
She may just be connecting, Vice Mayor. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Hi.
hello everyone.
Hi, Miss Councilmember Chua. So I'm going to ask you if you would like to be the chair for this time.
Oh, okay. I requested a hard stop at 4:40. Is that okay? Or what we can do if it's really long, I can just take a break at 10 minutes because I need to go to and report to another body of organization. I just
Yeah.
need 10 minutes if it's taking so long. Is that okay with everybody? We can play it by ear.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. It's mostly just a refresher, recap, and just where we're at. That's it. And if you had anything else to add, so it shouldn't take too long. So if you want to start
Do
now,
you have the Ashwini, kindly put up the agenda, please.
Yes, I'll do that and we'll start the meeting. I think it's already recording.
Oh, it's recorded.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to Ad Hoc Main Street Revitalization Subcommittee meeting of November 4th, 4 p.m. And we'll start with the roll call, please.
Yes, Councilmember Chua.
Should we, right here?
I'm sorry?
Present?
Vice Mayor Montano.
I'm here.
Okay, great. And we'll go to the Pledge of Allegiance. And if we could have the flag up, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Guys.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oops, where's the agenda? There you go. Coming. Approval of the agenda, please.
So moved.
I second. It's been approved. The agenda has been approved. Approval of the minutes of September 10th.
So moved.
I second. So it's approved. Public forum.
Want to read it?
Yes.
Members?
It's very small.
There's no members of the public right now. We
there's
just have
none?
one staff person on there, but no members of the public.
Okay, great. So moving on, we're going to go to business items A, status update on Main Street revitalization. I would think that would be Ashwini.
Yes, council
Thank
member,
you.
and if we can have the presentation come up, and we'll keep it really brief. We are aware of the limited time you both have today. So if we can just have the slide deck come up, I'll get started. So good afternoon, Vice Mayor Montano and Council Member Chua, Ashwini Kantak, Assistant City Manager. And as always, I'm joined by several members of our executive team, since this is an effort that involves many departments. So we're excited to provide you with an update today on the upcoming holiday magic events, as well as some key longer-term items. And is there an issue with the slide deck? I just want to make sure. IT or Rochelle.
Hang on a second, Ashwini. Hold on.
Okay. And Vice Mayor Montano, we are going to do this brief staff presentation and then also have the slide deck with the ones that you had sent. So you may want to talk about that and provide some direction to staff.
Right.
So again, like I said, we'll keep it brief. While it comes up, I'll just, in terms of the background, I did want to have a slide. I know you're very well aware of the background on this, but for members of the public, anybody watching, we did get direction from the council to move forward with several revitalization efforts on Main Street. And at this point, we are, okay, great. At this point, we're coming with updates to this subcommittee focused on the upcoming holiday magic events, but also, like I said, longer term items. And on September 10th, we had a revitalization subcommittee, Main Street Revitalization Subcommittee. And today we are here in response to the request by Vice Mayor Montano made on October 19th to just kind of provide an update on how we're doing prep for holiday magic. And so next slide, please. And since there are many elements related to revitalization, which is spread across several years, we've grouped them into 3 phases. So phase 1 is kind of leading up to holiday magic for this year. And then phase 2 is things that will be completed by the end of 2024, and phase 3 is beyond that. And for phase 1, we do have a beautification day scheduled on November 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, this is in preparation for holiday magic, which starts December 4th. And anyone wanting to volunteer can park in the library garage and meet at the parking lot next to Tequila Shots. And the cleanup will focus on that area. That'll be the main event area as well as the sidewalks, and will include garbage pickup, sweeping, as well as painting of some light pole bases. And Renee Lawrenson, our Director of Recreation and Community Services, will provide a more detailed update on holiday magic. But I'll just go through quickly the phase 2 and phase 3 elements. So adoption of the Gateway Main Street Specific Plan. Council recently approved the consultant contract for this, and we're targeting completion of a draft plan by summer of 2022 with adoption in spring of 2023. Once the plan has been adopted, we'll also be looking at establishing a development impact fee. I know this has come up several times, and this will be based on the needed infrastructure in this area. We'll continue to look at mural installations through our citywide mural program. And then on the pilot street front, so we have a pilot street front improvements program currently underway that was actually funded by the city's general fund, $50,000. And we do have 2 applicants. One applicant has actually completed the submission process. It's a property owner that owns Best Sandwiches and Red Chilies. And so staff is working with them. We have a meeting scheduled, and they're looking to do an outdoor dining patio parklet on the parking lot between the 2 buildings. And then we have a potential second applicant that's from Tequila Shots, and they're interested in applying for a grant for some storefront improvements and outdoor dining area. And they're already working with an engineer and the planning department on some of the items they want to do to facilitate this. And we have a design contract. We anticipate signing the design contract for the facade improvements. And then, as you know, we have a longer term program that will be funded by the American Rescue Plan Act funding. That'll allow us to go through basically through December of 2024, and that'll be launched after completion of the pilot program. We're hoping to get some lessons learned from that to roll out the larger program.
And that would be phase 3, right? Was that still part of phase 2?
It's still phase 2. So I just, we kind of grouped it so that using actually the ARPA completion through 2024 and then beyond, because beyond is pretty unknown in terms of impact fees and other funding.
Okay.
And then next slide, please. So also part of phase 2 by 2024, ongoing activation of Main Street. We've talked about this before, looking at things like farmers markets, food trucks, music, art installations. Obviously, some of this is going to happen as part of holiday magic, but we're really looking for opportunities to continue this on an ongoing basis. Gateway signs, this is something the council has expressed interest in. We now have an approved community mark, and we will be looking to incorporate gateway signs as a project in the CIP, in the capital improvement program. And there's a few steps to this. So we'll be discussing this with you further, the Vice Mayor Montano, because this is a request you had brought forward, and that was the council direction, but also looking, as part of the specific plan, kind of looking at locations that make sense, and then again, establishing it as a actual project with funding in the CIP.
So I have a question on phase 2, farmers markets. I had I had, I think I gave you a couple of vendors and they were
Right.
interested in the evening farmers markets. They had, because that's like a big thing in Southern California.
Right.
So we're thinking maybe having, so that way they won't compete with the other farmers market, having it in the evenings. And it's supposed to be a big thing. So just
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out there.
And staff has been in contact. The one that you had provided to me, Vice Mayor, they were doing the mobile ones, and they were kind of only doing it for an interim period, but they are interested in looking at other opportunities. So economic development staff has actually contacted them and somebody else as well.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
And then the Property Business Improvement District, so PBID or BID, and council did provide us direction to basically take this to the Economic Development and Trade Commission for further discussion. So that's going to happen in January. This would be contingent on us, if depending on council approval, if we wanted to move forward, we would need to have funding to do the assessment study itself. And then also, obviously, if it's a PBID, it needs a 50% plus one approval by the business owners. But as you know, I think Alex Andrade, our Economic Development Director, had shared that there was actually interest. We did a preliminary reach out to businesses, and there seemed to be some interest in forming this because they're kind of assessing fees on themselves. We would have to make sure we had interested businesses before we move forward with something like this. But that could be a great tool for sort of ongoing streetscape improvements and some enhanced maintenance in this area.
So some clarification on that. Would they themselves create a HOA or something, like a manager, or who would manage that?
So in San Jose, where they've had a PBID for a long time, they basically get downtown streets, I think it's called. So it's a nonprofit, and then they take care of the kind of the enhanced maintenance in the area, funded by the businesses.
So that means they would have to create a nonprofit.
No, they don't have to create a nonprofit. They would basically be assessed fees, and those fees would go if they could hire somebody to do the work for them.
So not the city will not be managing.
It's not involved in it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. And then again, beyond 2024, so obviously there's not as much detail on this, but what we expect is that we would be continuing implementation of the specific plan based on the development that's occurring. We would hopefully be getting impact fees that would go into building new needed infrastructure. And then the undergrounding of power lines and the decorative street lighting for the rest of Main Street would be kind of contingent on that funding. So we don't really have a timeline for that, but that's beyond the 2024 timeframe. So if we could go to the next slide, please. And Renee's going to provide, and Renee, just so we'll keep it quick so we make sure we have time for questions.
Yes, absolutely. So as you all know, we have Holiday Magic coming up in less than a month, in less than 4 weeks. And it's a kickoff to the Main Street revitalization effort, or one of, on Main Street. Next slide. So the elements of Holiday Magic, first off, it's Saturday, December 4th through Sunday, December 19th. It's 16 days of magic that will include a synthetic ice rink, music, food trucks, local restaurants, community trees and snow globes, new city banners, decorative lighting, mural and art installations, activities, entertainment and movies. And all this is being achieved through the leadership of the City Council and through donations and sponsorships as well. Next slide. So just to kick off your street banners, so these will be the street banners that are in front of the event. You can see we have Holiday Magic on Main Street as one of the main sides of the banners. This is what it will look like on our poles. Next slide. Oop. And then on the other side, we've got 3 messages: joy, peace, love, celebrate with us, and happy holidays. And you'll notice that we have the new city mark that'll be featured on these banners as well at the bottom. Next slide. We've added the rest of the main street from Carlo down to Great Mall will also feature with the leadership of the city manager's office and our PIO banners featuring the new city mark and the new Crossroads of Silicon Valley statement about who Milpitas is. Ashwini, did you want to go into this a little bit on the different banners?
Sure. So as Renee mentioned, the first 4 that you see going from left to right, those will be alternated and kind of on either side going from Carlo to the Great Mall. The 2 on the far right, those will actually replace the Holiday Magic banners. Once the Holiday Magic events done, we would have kind of a historic Main Street banners on there.
I really like the saying, the phrase "Crossroads of Silicon Valley," because it is a crossroads. So I like that.
Okay, and I think that was it, Renee, right?
Well,
right.
I'll go through quickly donations and sponsorships. We're continuing. Even today, we're working on additional donations and sponsorships. We've been happy to add a print sponsor, JP Graphics, as well as Stewart Rentals, which is helping out with a lot of the structural improvements that we're doing then there temporarily to add some of that magic. Continued success with community group participation, definitely a positive response. We have Muralist submissions received for our first Main Street mural. Those will be coming to City Council via memo fairly soon, and just an excitement and seeing all of the holiday decor, all the new banners going up, the globes, the trees, and some really fun merchandise for our residents to purchase or take with them when they go. Will make for a really cohesive and exciting and magical event. Next slide.
Can you touch on the trees, Renee? So, because I had mentioned, but maybe the city council can sponsor a tree, and so how much will we need to pay to sponsor one?
So the community trees it's $1,000 sponsorship, and they're real trees, and they're set out in the event area, and sponsors can go ahead and decorate those and showcase their business or their organization or their charge, so the community can enjoy it. And that's what that is. So it's a way to decorate the area and liven it up and make it part of that holiday magic.
Okay. Yeah, maybe some of our unions might want to, I don't know if you've reached out to them, like the fire and police.
Yes. Yeah, we are in touch with staff and unions. We have nonprofits and a couple businesses that have also opted to decorate a tree, and the globes look like snow globes, and they'll be standing up through the event, and those are being designed and sponsored by sponsors and community organizations as well.
Okay.
Renee, can we tap on big companies in our area like KLA, Tencor, and several of them, but we have several big ones, not even big ones. How do we tap onto those? Because I see these are like the donors are bread and butter, if you will, but we haven't tapped on the other, like Cisco, all those. How do we reach out to those businesses?
We have reached out to those businesses, all businesses in Milpitas, several times starting over the summer. And so their choice to participate is theirs. They've been emailed, some have been called. We've had meetings with some. So what we have here, Amazon down to Toll Brothers and Rogues and Homes and Charity Bingo and all in between. Those are the ones that have stepped up and showed interest.
Is there a way somehow, I'm just thinking aloud, is there a way somehow they have somehow a participation on their end for businesses, either I don't know, I'm just thinking maybe one of the days that you earmark for, maybe they can showcase their businesses, something. You're very creative in this.
Yeah. So
We-
actually, yes, what we did was we reached out to all the businesses, and at certain sponsorship levels, they had the opportunity to sponsor a night, what like Ugly Sweater or Silver Bells. And so if
Mhm.
you sponsored that evening, which some of these current sponsors did, then they have a booth and they have their event information out, they have their logo. So we did those things. We worked really hard to get in touch with those businesses. It was a combined effort between recreation, building, safety and housing, planning and economic development. We did extensive outreach to Milpitas businesses. And so one of the things that was a little tough this year, I know we've done challenges before, is that, businesses' bottom line, their donations and sponsorships budgets may have been affected. They were not ready as part of their culture to participate in an event that was out and in the public. Or they were like, well, let's take a wait and see how it is the first year, and then they'll jump on board the next year when it's a proven commodity. So there's a lot of different factors going into that. But yes, we tried to be as creative as possible in getting them to participate.
Because I was also thinking of those the companies that we dealt with in terms of manufacturing days. There's a number of them.
Yep.
And I would think they're fairly big ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like your ideas, actually, having a booth, sponsoring a night.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
To generate more donations, I would think.
Yeah. And you'll see some of them this first year. And if the council chooses to do this or something like this next year, I think as people start to come back into the real world and participate and feel comfortable being out and together, I think we'll see even more businesses coming to the table.
Great.
And also individual Milpitas residents who can afford and willing to support the event.
Yes.
And you probably thought of all this and just throwing it out there. Thank you.
Okay, next slide.
Thank you. I think that was the end of this slide deck. So unless you have questions on this one, Vice Mayor, we can go to the other one.
Okay.
If you want to talk through that?
I have one question, Ashwini.
Yes.
Do we have a flyer for, I already got a number of requests to volunteer. Do we have can we have a little simple flyer that we can share on social media? I know Renee is going to be the contact. They're excited about the cleanup before the event. So I have a number of them already calling me, and I keep saying, oh, we'll wait until Parks and Recs is ready for the flyer. Just make a simple one, and we'll share it all over Facebook and Instagram and any social media.
Okay, we'll do that, Council Member.
Thank you.
Sure.
So one more last thing, Renee, are we putting it on the billboard, the electronic billboard? I think I seen it there, but I wasn't too sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Today we launched a number of things, so
Okay.
it's starting to be plastered. So it'll be on the digital marquee as well as on the Clear Channel when we're putting in the information
holiday-
on that one as well.
The holiday magic. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Renee, also between now and December 4th, we have a few commissions going to meet, and I see like the library and then the Energy Commission and one meeting with CAC. Not very many, because they have a lot of questions about this that I can't answer.
Okay.
If you can, even if it's not you or somebody else, if you can schedule, there's only like 3 or 4, I think, that is happening between now and December 4th. So if you can, like an item, just an update for the holiday magic, I think you're gonna get.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would help.
Sure. I'll reach out to staff liaisons. Get
And
that.
also Milpitas Chamber of Commerce, I think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the school district, I think you already working with the school
Yeah.
district. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. If we could pull up the other presentation, please.
So I had asked staff to do a little slideshow. So what I would like to see is Main Street spruced up, and these are just some ideas that I've seen when I go around here and there, and then I say, oh, and I take a picture of, oh, this would be nice on Main Street. And I know that it's going to take financing, and maybe in the future, just some general ideas. That's it. That's why I put it up here. And I guess each slide I'll kind of.
Yeah, we can go to the next slide, please.
So on this one, I would love to see on our street lamps some decoratives like this on during Magic on Main Street, Holiday Magic on Main Street. And I recall way back we used to have one of the ones. See the one on the bottom, the large one that used to be going across Calaveras, but that was way back. And I don't know if we could do something like that on Main Street. Yeah, so, but mostly the street, that would probably be a little bit challenging. I don't know if we still have those decorations, or maybe they've been, because it was quite a while back. But decorations like this would be really nice on the street post. So next slide. And then this one, this was in, I think, Livermore. I can't recall the city that I went, but it was sort of like a fundraiser, or not fundraiser, but a way to fund their Main Street by doing the bricks. Okay, like this was at the Lucero family. They donated so much, and they were able to do what do they call it? The tiles. So this was really nice. These are just ideas. And then the one over here is like for restaurants. You know how they have the street restaurants? They have those little barriers. I don't know what they're called, but they were decorated. They look really nice. Just throwing out ideas out there. Okay, next. Again, with outdoor seating. These ones here, I would prefer to have just how they have that handle on the middle.
Mhm.
So that way people won't just be sleeping in there. So I think VTA has the ones that have the handle in the middle, the barrier in the middle. But these are just ideas, and see how they have the fencing around there. Okay, next slide. And these I would like to see in areas like some vegetation, because vegetation makes a huge difference in an area. It just kind of spruces everything up. And then also the flower pots and the flower, I guess the containers. And also I had mentioned to you before, Ashwini, about the garbage cans, but these are really nice decorative ones.
Mhm.
So those are just ideas. And then this one to the right, that's I had gone to Saratoga, and I noticed when a gentleman was watering the plants on Main Street. And so I asked him, well, how did that come about? And he's saying that he was telling me that the former mayor of Saratoga, she formed a committee to sort of like what we're doing to revitalize their Main Street and to make sure that it's kept up. And so they have volunteers that just go and water the plants. Sometimes the businesses themselves water them, but to ensure that the plants are watered in the pots, they have volunteers that just go and water it. So that I thought that was a really cool contraption right there. So it's just a big gallon, or I don't know, maybe it was like 10 gallons, and they just stroll it around, and then they start watering the plants. So that might be something we might want to invest in the future. I don't know how much it costs, but just sharing that. Next slide. I think that was it, right?
Was it? Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, that's it. Okay,
On
so
the
those are
first-
just ideas.
On the first slide, Vice Mayor,
Mhm.
this
Yeah,
one, the picture at the bottom, isn't that hazardous to have this kind of thing?
No, because they're really elevated really high, but I would rather have the ones on the top than the one on the bottom.
Right.
And I don't even think they make these anymore, to be honest with you.
I'm
but,
kind of
this was-
concerned about this on safety issue.
Yeah.
Some kids might just throw something there and pull it down or something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The first one is better, I think.
Yeah, but it's highly unlikely, because there's a lot of cities that have, they can even put huge banners when they're having a big festival, like a cotton festival or
Yeah,
Corn
but-
Festival. They have those huge, the big banners up in the front, but they're really
Yeah.
high. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Anyhow,
this is 16 days. So I'm like, something to think about. That's gonna be for public works or
yeah,
to think
yeah.
about. Mhm.
And like I said, the ones the street posts are the ones that I would really like to see. This other one on the bottom, it's just to show you what can be, but I would really like to see something like the one on the top, where it's easy to take down and it's not it really livens the place up.
And you can
Anyway.
use that again.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
That'd be good.
So to that point, Vice Mayor, you had also asked about what would stay in place and what wouldn't. Most of the holiday magic infrastructure is temporary. Obviously, the banners will stay in place. And the lights, we were planning to take down the tree lights, but if that's something that the council wanted to, keep on, we could look into that.
You mean like the one right there in the middle? I would love to keep them on because it just kind of makes it like people will, it attracts people's attention and people will want to go there. And I know you said you would just keep them on from Maryland to Carlo, not the rest.
Yeah, actually, till I think the lights go just where the drive goes into the library garage.
Yeah.
So that's sort of where the trees would be lit.
Okay. All
Until
right.
until the library, and then where to? Library, and where does it end?
I can bring up a backup if we can get out of this slide deck. Sorry, there's two different slide decks here. And Tony, if you want to kind of talk about how you're doing the lights. So there's the palm trees, and then there's trees right outside the library, kind of in the plaza, and then along the street. So if you can point out which ones will be lit. If I could, Rochelle, if you could please bring the slide deck back up, and I'll tell you it's slide 18, please.
And while that slide deck's coming up, Ashwini is correct. The palm trees in the front, in the island in front of the library will be wrapped with lights and then lit throughout the event itself. And then we do have trees with lighting in the front of the library as well. So those ones will be wrapped and lit as well. And when Ashwini's talking about leaving the lights on, because we're buying the light bulbs, we're buying the lights ourselves, we can leave the trees wrapped. And if there's a decision later on to continue to keep them lit, we can do that then. So we won't have to put them up and take them down over and over again.
Mm.
I like that.
And Tony, just in terms of Councilmember Chua's question, so the lights are only going up to where the library. I'm sorry, this is kind of a hard map to look at, but it's just where the driveway goes into the library parking garage, right?
Correct. That's correct.
Until and then
the other way to up to Weller.
Weller. Oh.
The palm trees.
Oh, that's it. The library and Weller. That's it.
Yes,
The
it's
light?
a pretty short block.
It's a short, yeah.
There's no
I see.
outlets. There's no outlets beyond that.
Okay.
So
I was thinking all the way to Corning. So, okay, I got
That
you.
would have been nice. I know that's what I wanted in the beginning, but
and that would be
Ashwini.
another project in the future. So
Yeah.
like,
Maybe-
adding more infrastructure.
Yeah, maybe we should include that on CIP next year. That would be good.
Mhm.
That's
Thank you,
great.
Rochelle. I think-
At least that's good.
Yeah, I like it. Yes, you did a fantastic job.
You guys are awesome, and yeah, people are excited about this, and so are we. And I hope, I could tell that you guys are excited too. So it's gonna be great. And I on the side note, I just want to shout out to Tony and Walter. A number of the residents are really happy about a quick action that happened today. They reported a illegal dumping over at Abbott and Redwood, and I just got a text. They said, oh, they picked them up already. So they say, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I just want to bring that up. Anyway, for the cleanup, let me know because I can invite a lot of people. They're ready to go and clean up. In fact, I got at least 2 or 3 inquiries today for the cleanup in November, last week of November, right, Renee? So 22nd, was it?
The 20th.
Okay,
And,
cool.
and on that note, do we have, I know that I have some paint brushes because I know there's graffiti in some areas. So it's, I'm just wondering if you already have targeted areas that, where there's graffiti, because I do have paint brushes and paint that Tony and his staff has brought over. So that cleanup also includes graffiti painting. So let your friends know, Evelyn.
Okay, I just need a flyer and they'll come.
Oh, yeah, the flyer.
Okay.
If we will do that. I just want to make sure there's nobody from the public. So I just wanted to note that there's no public comment
Okay.
for this item. And I think at this point, we do have one more agenda item, but given the time, you may want to have that continue to the next.
So move, I would like to continue 6B to the next meeting. And we should set a meeting time already, Vice Mayor.
Oh, that's fine.
Thursday.
Well, why don't we ask staff to give us some days and then we'll see if we're available.
Okay, it could, what is the day? It could be the week or the week of the cleanup, before the cleanup. How's that?
Again, I'll just,
I'll
we'll
just
see if
leave you
staff,
guys.
because it really is just the vision and mission of the subcommittees. It's not really pertaining to.
But we need an update before the first week of December. That's what I'm saying. We should meet before then. You see what I'm saying?
So if Ashwini and staff could find during that time from that Councilmember Chua had mentioned, could find some time there. I'm sure we'll squeeze us in there.
We'll reach out to the subcommittee and get some.
Thank you. Thank you. And don't you need to bring this up to the entire council before December 4th?
An update. I mean, there's not, we have provided an update on Main Street, and I mean, we're just continuing down everything we had said we would do. So
Okay,
maybe we can provide an info memo if that's.
that would be great. Yes, awesome. We want to make sure everybody's informed.
Okay.
Thank you all so much. And that you want to adjourn this meeting?
Concludes the meeting. Okay, go ahead and adjourn. I second that.
Thank you all. See you next time, and happy magic on Main Street.
Yeah. Thank you, staff.
Thank you.